Hi, everybody. My name is Bianca Smith, and today I will be discussing what Think, Pair, and Share is. I've learned that in this video that Think, Share, Think, Pair, and Share, also known as TPS, it is a strategy of collaboration, discuss, discussion, to get its name from the three strategies of students' actions and what the students are doing at each stage. Think. Think is a part where students think independently about the question that has been posted, forming ideas of their own. Pair is when students are grouped in pairs to discuss their thoughts. And in this step, it allows students to articulate their ideas and to consider those of others. Share is when students share their ideas with a larger group, as like the class, such as a whole group or a smaller group than their entire class. When using this in the classroom, you discuss the strategy and its purpose with your students and provide guidelines for discussions that would take place in the class. You explain to students that they will, one, think independently about their topic or answer to the question at hand. Two, pair with a partner, discuss the topic or question. Usually, teachers already have their students paired either with the person that's sitting with them, somebody across the room, but they are paired. Three, share ideas with the rest of the class. Once they talked for a few minutes, they come as a whole group in class and they discuss it with each other. Um, Using a student or students from your classroom, you can model a procedure to ensure that students understand how this strategy works, and you allow the time for students to ask questions and clarify the use of the technique that they are using in class. Once the students have a firm understanding of what's going on in their surroundings, they monitor and support students as they work through the steps below, which is the share and their share, pair and share. Students may also ask students to write or do a little diagram of the activity that they choose to do. Um, to think in the classroom, teachers begin by asking a question about the text that they've read and they discuss as, you know, by themselves. I would give it a time on 1 to 3 minutes that they will discuss it. Pair, they will go into their pair, I say a neighbor next to them, and they will choose whether to assign, of course the teacher would assign their own partners. Um, be sensitive to learning needs, reading skills, attention skills, language skills, math skills. When creating the pairs, you have to think about with one lacks something, then that partner can help them with something. If that partner is lacking that, you put them with a partner that can help them. Students share their thinking with their partner, discuss the ideas, the question that's being asked with their partners, and the thoughts that they may have. And they can write it down. I think writing it down is the best way so you don't forget. I would do maybe 2 to 5 minutes of that together as a pair, and then the last step would be to share in the classroom. Once the partners have shared, time to share their thoughts and discussions with each other, and they've written it down, then teachers expand the share to the whole class. They all come sit back down at their assigned seats and allow each group member to either stand up or sit down, present their thoughts, ideas, and questions they had with the rest of the class. After class shares, you may choose to have a partner go back with each other and discuss about what they've talked about, or just come as a whole group and do it themselves. With this, I think some pros and cons of this strategy would be um, having the pros would be having the whole class involved, having the small groups, having all the members, do what they want to do. I think the whole thing would be the classroom involvement, having everyone involved doing something. The cons can be very noisy. Having the kids, with their friends slash partners, it could get very noisy. With the noise, I think it can lose control of the class. Especially if you have partners as friends, then they're talking about something totally different. So that could be a con. And then putting the time pressure, having 2 minutes to think about something, is it could be bad. Um, and I think so far that would be, you know, what I would say. I think I will. I think when you do it, when the class comes back as a whole, the teacher or a teacher assistant will have to write on the whiteboard what each child was thinking or what each group was thinking and write it down. And as the teacher or the teacher assistant is writing it down, you have the students write it down, and in the back of their mind, they're like, "Oh, I didn't think about that. Let me write that down for next time." I always was like that child. I probably didn't think of that, but when I saw somebody else do it, then I thought about it. As a ways I would do this in the classroom, I think I'll do like maybe a first or second grade class, and I will use a book. I think the book I would use would be The Very Hungry Caterpillar. I love that book as a child, and I will read it, or before I read it, I will ask questions like, um, "What do you think the story is about? What do you think will happen to the caterpillar when they eat all these foods?" And then I would read the story, and then after the story, I will like, what did you learn from the story? What could he could have did different, or what and things like that. Ask questions, take a few minutes, come back to the class, um, have branch out to their partners, 5 minutes, come back to the class, and go over each answer as a group. And I would do that with several books. The materials I would use will be a book, pencil, paper, um, book clipboards. If each child have no clipboard, writing it down at the gathering area. Hope you enjoyed my video, and thank you.